stop yelling. Am I yelling? I'm sorry. So, the story is basically this guy. I believe he used to be an NBA player, an NBA champion, I think. I don't know if he still is my point. And he was going to marry a milady. So he was going to marry his lady. And he had written up a prenup. And it's so funny because when he talks about it, he was like, because if I'm marrying someone at this point in my life, why would they take half of what I've earned? You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Yeah, true. And he's saying, you know, he has worked so hard throughout all his years in the NBA to make the amount of money that he has. And so he's trying to marry this milady, and he's like, this is the prenup. And she's like, cool, I'll sign it, blah, blah, blah. Months and months into planning the wedding. And she hasn't signed it yet, but they have been working and planning on this wedding because there's lots of plan. He spends $400,000 on the wedding. How much do weddings cost, by the way? Just curious. Because when I heard $400K, I thought, that's a house. Oh, is there an ad? Let's wait. In the meantime, of the ad for everybody that can watch.
Because I'm telling you, if you think having a whole bunch of hoes and having multiple kids by women is something to brag about, it will ruin your life. Thank God it didn't ruin mine, but it will add a lot of stress to your life that you don't need.
So at the beginning, he just says, like, I'm saying this so that other people can learn from my mistake. And I'm telling you, men at home, find a girl and, like, build your life with anyways, whatever. Between 10 to 20K. Okay, well, that's very different from 400K. But I guess typically when you're richer, you spend more on stuff like that. Makes sense. And maybe his 400K is my 10K. Whatever. So, he's either way, I'm sure even to him, 400K, that's a lot of money to spend on a wedding. So he did that. It was like a month before the wedding, and he found out she still hadn't signed the prenup, and she was like, I've just been really busy planning. Like, I will get to it. Don't worry, blah, blah, blah. It's the day of the wedding. And, oh, wait, take a step back. He wanted to have the wedding with his, is it a pastor? What's the difference between a pastor and a preacher? I'm sorry, I don't know. With his pastor, a priest, a pastor, a preacher, so many P's. His dude that does weddings. His religious dude that does weddings, okay? That, one of those. What should we call it? A PP? No, a priest? Not priest. A pastor. I think of pastor, I think of milk. This guy needs some milk by the end of his wedding day. Let me tell you that much. So he's like, let's do it with my pastor. And she was like, oh, no. Like, because he was nearby to where he lives. And she was like, no, I really want to do it with mine or one that I know and have heard really good things about, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, you know what? You won't be my waifu anyways. Sure. Let's do it with your pastor. Let's do it with your wedding person. She was like, yay. And then here comes the wedding day. And he's getting ready, suited up, you know. Someone comes into his changing room and lets him know that milady still has not signed the prenup. And it's the wedding day. And the pastor comes in and he goes, oh my God. Because at this point, he's like, what the fuck? She hasn't signed the prenup. Well, like, we can't get married, blah, blah, blah. The pastor comes in and he goes, calm down. Things are going to be okay. Don't worry about it. Leave it in the hands of God. The fuck does that mean? Leave it in the hands of God. And this, the guy starts to learn, oh, this pastor doesn't believe in prenups, because the pastor spends about 5 to 10 minutes trying to convince him why he doesn't believe in prenups, and that things will be okay, and this and that, and whatever. And he goes, Oh, this is why you wanted to come to this pasture. Oh, I get it now. And you know what he says? He says, fuck it, wedding's off. And he goes back to his hotel room and cries for 20 or 30 minutes, which is so sad. And he says, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I cried because I was in love with that woman. I really wanted to marry her. And so it was heartbreaking for it to happen this way. And in the middle of him talking to his friends and whatever, or like the people there with him, someone from her family comes to him and says she would like to speak to you. So he goes to see Milady, and Milady is also crying. And she says, I'm sorry, it's fine. Like, I'll sign the prenup, whatever you want. Like, I just want to marry you, blah, 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 blah. She's bawling, you know. And he goes, no, 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 no. Because he knows that if she is stressed or under any emotional pressure or under duress, that whatever contract she signs in that moment, there's a chance it won't hold up in court. Which I thought was some fucking 5-head shit. For him to think that far ahead? Wow. He was like, nope. It is what it is. You made your decision. I made mine. And then he said after all was said and done, I don't know if he said it was his baby mama or his mama. A lady in his life came to him. A lady he respects in his life came to him and she was like, today you became a man. It's like, damn. Because he made a very difficult decision. But it just made me so sad to think about how much he must have loved her to be like crying over it. And that she was so manipulative and weird. And can I just say, prenups are one thing. Like if you don't want one, that's one thing to discuss with your partner. Or even come to terms that you're both okay with. But it's very different to promise someone that you will agree to something and then on the day of the wedding try to hold it over them and not. I think that's where she went wrong. And also, it's kind of crazy to me to think like you're literally gonna marry someone who's like a multi-millionaire and you worried about a prenup. If this person loves you, you're gonna be taken care of. Not only that, but they can help you, like, they would probably be down to help you start your own business. And can you guys please stop spamming KSI? It's getting annoying. Maybe someday I will listen to his album. I don't really feel like doing it right now. I am sorry, because I feel like talking and then playing COD. So yeah. Please don't make me auto-mod the term, because I can also do that. And then your messages will not go through, so it's just not fun. Whose wedding is this? Steven Jackson. I hope I pronounced that right. I won't lie. Sometimes I see the word Steven, I think Stefan. And Stefan is also a name, but I think it's pronounced differently. Bruh. Anywho's. So, listening to this story got me thinking like, wait, am I gonna have to make someone sign a prenup when I want to marry them too? Oof. I don't want to worry about that shit. God damn. That's complicated. I'm in love. Like, at what point do you have enough money that you want to sign a prenup? You know, like, what is the amount? It's personal. True. True. $500. There's some dudes dead ass in chat like, I'll sign it, don't worry, smiley. You should always. I wonder how common they actually are now. I think I heard something from like a marriage lawyer about how they should be very common, but they're not. Something like that. Anyways, it just makes me sad to think like, one, how many people, and not just women, perhaps there are men that do this too, how many people marry with the intention of taking a lot of this, of another person's money? And I don't remember what the other thing that I was gonna say is. So, oh well. But that's fucking sad. Oh, I was gonna say, and how many people who do that have been pressured by familial or friend expectations to do that sort of thing? Because you guys know the meme where it's like, just marry rich, forehead. Like your auntie's telling you, just marry rich and you'll be fine. Find yourself a nice doctor. And the thing is, I think like sometimes they say that because they want you to live like a good life, like a cushy, comfortable life. But then people take it to the point of like, oh, I'm gonna just take this person's money and dip. Anywho's. Okay, you guys want to play COD? I've shared enough of my, I've brain dumped enough for today. In the words of Martian, protect your chicken? Is that what they say about money? Hey Poki, here's a donation. I know it's not a lot, but I hope you appreciate it. Also, I would love to see a Poki Jr. I don't want y'all to see my kids. You're gonna start bullying my kids or something. I want no part. Just like you bully Mimi, yeah. Mimi doesn't deserve that shit, dude. She's a cat. I see the way y'all bully Drake's kid. And Elon Musk's child as well. Talking about they got their first update. First patch notes. Can we get a newsletter? It's too much. The internet's wildin'.